Hello and welcome to this week's Top 5. It is the week of October 12th, 2017. I'm Christina Rees.
And I'm Brandon Zech.
And we are counting down the top 5 art events in Texas this week. So number 5 this week is Jessica Drank. She's a Florida-based artist. This is at Gallery Urbane in Dallas. I've seen some of this work kind of as inventory, although they install a lot of inventory in a really nice way, and I've seen quite a few of her pieces. She takes things that were previously something else, like pencils or books or paper or whatever, and she basically engineers them and reimagines them into whole new systems that form organic shapes. And what I can say about them is they're incredibly beautifully made. I mean, they're incredibly beautifully made, and they make really compelling objects. I've not seen a whole show of her work before. I feel like I've seen just enough of it to believe that this show is going to be really quite good. It opens this weekend.
Number 4 this week is Jennifer May Reeland at Guerrero Projects in Houston. So the show is called 13 Arenas. I assume that probably means there are 13 works. They're all paintings, watercolor paintings, and an animated video installation. So Reeland, she is a Houston native, but she lives and works in New York City. And the pieces in the show, they're really funny and they're really great. They're just conglomerations of scenes where everything is merged together. There's a woman giving birth, there's a minotaur, there's everything, and it's addressing themes of European royalty and bullfighting and Christianity and a little bit of sex.
A little bit gruesome at times.
A little gruesome.
A little gruesome, and there's a lot to look at. I'll give it that.
Number 3 is Birds in Art. This is a show that was supposed to be at the Rockport Center for the Arts, but after Harvey, it's being hosted by the Art Museum of South Texas in Corpus Christi.
Yeah, one of the museums, or one of the hardest hit spaces, art spaces from Hurricane Harvey was Rockport. The museum in Corpus, I think they came out of the blue and offered to host the show. They realized that the show needed a new home, and that's where it's landed, so to speak. And
it was organized, the first one was organized in 1976, and it's been put on, I believe, annually by the Leigh Yawley Woodson Museum in Wisconsin. So it's an open call, it's juried. I think the original show features around 100 works. The show that's traveled here is a more condensed version, but even so, it's about 60 works, paintings, sculptures, drawings, a little bit of everything.
So number 2 this week is at CoLab's demo space in downtown Austin. It is called Good Morning, 'Tis of Thee, and morning spelled as in death and mourning. The show is essentially about death as a component of change, or death and urban renewal. There are 65 artists in this show. This is a really ambitious show that's been curated by Alyssa Taylor Went and Sean Gallagher of CoLabs. 65 artists. Most of them are Austin-based, although she did pull in artists from other places. She was picking artists who either already made work that would work with this theme, or some artists have made new work for the show. They're putting it all over the space, including the basement, the back hallways, everything. There are going to be performances. There's programming associated with the show, I think almost every single weekend while it's up.
This is a good lineup of people. I think a lot of the people actually have worked with CoLab or have been in shows at CoLab in some way, shape, or capacity. So it's almost kind of like, I would see it as a little retrospective culmination of what CoLab has been thus far. Number 1 this week is opening at the Menil Collection. It's the last kind of big show before the Menil will close up for 8 months. It's Mona Hatoum, Terra Infirma. So I have to admit, I didn't expect I was going to like this show as much as I did. I just walked through a little preview of the show today. It was basically all installed and ready. And this work, it doesn't photograph well in the sense that it's not interesting in photographs. This work has so much kind of bodily interaction with it and has so much texture. Texture, I guess, is the right word. That you really have to see it and experience it in person. Of course, this is the argument we always get into about art. You always have to see it in person. But I liked this work so much more in person than I thought I was going to, and it's because all of her work really is about the bodily interaction and how you view the work and how the work makes its impact on you, and kind of the place where you put your body in relation to the work, like what could this work do to me if it was something different, because she really takes on common everyday objects and then twists them in a way. Like, it's really poetic, and it's at the perfect place because she's so inspired by surrealism, and some of the work is actually tied into the surrealist galleries at the Menil.
So you and I just got back from Marfa, and we are recovering slowly but surely. You're in Houston, I'm in Dallas. What are you going to do this weekend?
I'm going to... That's a good question.
You didn't think about it.
No.
I always ask you what you're doing this weekend.